Problem 11, it says the radius of sphere A is 2 inches and the radius of sphere B is 4 inches. So how much larger is the volume of sphere B compared to that of A? Well, let's just think. Here's A, okay? A is a sphere and it has a radius, so let me make it a sphere, it's just a ball, has a radius of 2. B is much larger, very terrible drawing, and it has a radius of 4. And it wants to know how much bigger is that guy? Well, if this held 10 and this held 5, you would say, oh, this is twice as big. So we're going to find the volume of this divided by the volume of that, and it'll tell us how much larger, how many times larger this is. Again, imagine this held 12, this only held 3. You'd say, oh, this holds 4 times as much because 12 divided by 3 is 4. So let's find the volume of this. The formula is 4/3 times pi times the radius cubed. Okay, so that's going to be 64. So I'm going to get 4/3 times a pi times a 64. Over here, 4/3 times pi times the radius 2 cubed. 4/3 pi, that's going to be 4/3 times pi times 8. Now notice they both have 4/3 and 4/3. So that's really not going to, 4/3 pi, so that's not going to make any difference. So you could just sort of look at this like an 8 and this guy like 64. How many times larger is 64 than 8? Well, 64 divided by 8, the answer is 8. Sphere B is 8 times larger. Now, a lot of you aren't going to look at that and go, oh, they both have 4/3 pi, so I can just sort of ignore it. A lot of you are going to probably multiply this out, and it would have given you 33.5103, blah, blah, blah. And 4/3 times pi times 64 would give us 268.08, blah, blah, blah. So then if you just did 268.08, blah, 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 divided by that 33, guess what you're going to get? 8. You're going to get the same answer. You will have taken a few extra steps you didn't need, but that's okay. I understand. Some of us don't have that understanding yet, and we're still young. We'll get it as we get older. But anyway, we can see that in this case, sphere B compared to the volume of sphere A, sphere B actually can hold 8 times as much as sphere A.